Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan.
I'm here to talk to you about more Big Robot.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
And Merry Christmas.
And a happy holidays to and then
all those who deserve it.
But then and a Happy New Year.
Mm-hmm. We got those year-end fizzles.
Yeah, right.
Brains barely working.
Dude,
not ready for the reboot yet.
Bruh, the reboot. I love I love the idea of calling the new year a reboot.
Yeah. Functionality comes in increments, and those are years.
We are mere weeks away from Christmas, dude, and I am not ready.
Nah, me neither.
Dude, the end of this year has flown by so fast, and I don't know what's causing it. But I wanna go ahead and sit down and talk to whatever that is and go and tell them, hey, like, you chill,
Slow the fuck down.
Hold up, my guy, please.
Yeah,
you're going too fast. And yeah, so that's about all that's happening with me right now. I'm staring down the barrel of Christmas, and I'm not ready.
Looking a little too merry.
And joy to all, and to all a good night. Am I right?
Santa's got both tubes loaded with cheer. He's about to let off, dude.
Y'all gotta let off some cheer. Gotta take a load off of this cheer.
How about 8 gauge of happiness? How's that sound? Oof.
But as you mentioned very briefly, before I really just steamrolled you with Christmas, we're here to talk about more big robots. And
stop us if you've heard that one before.
I don't know if you've been paying attention.
Better yet, stop me. You can't.
Actually, I'm gonna just ask you to stop if you haven't listened to the other parts of this series. I mean, you can. Yeah. Please, if
otherwise
you feel
you're gonna be missing out on a lot.
If you feel so inclined as to sit through this wacky episode of...
If we've hooked you somehow.
Was this number 5?
Yeah, this is episode 5.
Okay, 5 of 7. If you're on part 5 right now and you're jumping in, I mean, hey.
Welcome.
Chaos energy, if I'm being honest. But, you know, I welcome it. You know, hey. But anyways, we watched... What was the episode? What was the name of this episode?
The name was Black Unicorn.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's a lot of stuff that happened in this episode, right. Dude.
A lot, its namesake.
Of course, at the tail end of the last episode, we get the introduction of the black unicorn named Banshee.
Yeah. Crashes the party after Ensign Riddy unalived the Shamblo.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. Comes down to style, though.
Right.
Mm-hmm. If there were ever a way to make an entrance, that's probably how I'd do it.
Right. This episode starts off hot with that little bit of a bout right there.
Right.
Right out the gate.
Riddy is indisposed. Actually, no, I won't say seeking refuge. He ends up buried under the remains of the Shamblo.
Right.
After the Banshee puts a few rounds into it.
Right.
And then it immediately apprehends the unicorn. And Banagher is knocked out.
In Banagher's defense, I mean, he's still kind of shaken up. He's like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
So he's kind of out of it. So this fight starts, and he's like, he hasn't fully emotionally recovered from what he just witnessed.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like you're saying, he's hiding in the remains for a minute. And the Banshee coming hot. I mean, flying in there.
Straight up tackles him.
Yeah. Just, I mean, has that, like, the head down, like, staring at you, like, those eyes.
I wish I could have seen that view from outside the cockpit.
Yeah.
But
just full on tackles him.
Right. So he then wakes up in the Ra Kylum.
Right.
Bright's ship.
Which is crazy.
The best possible place he could have ended up.
Yes. Underneath Bright's control.
Yeah, just with a few uninvited guests in
the
form of the Vist Foundation and their lackeys.
Dude, I love Captain Bright.
He's the fucking
He
coolest.
is the best. He's the coolest for a number of reasons. But
he's the best father to all except his
Yes.
own children.
Exactly. No truer statement has ever been said. He's such a great dad character to everyone except his own son.
Right.
I mean, was it on purpose or is it just
No, I mean he probably kept them away because
They
he
were
didn't
for
want-
safety
Like
and-
I don't give a shit about some fucking orphan who comes in and can pilot a mobile suit. I'll use him if he need,
Right.
if I can. But my own son, nah, he ain't having it.
Yeah.
So, on one hand, he's just trying to protect his kids. On the other, he is an absentee father.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Well, in true fashion, to keep in line with his character, he's a great role model
Mm-hmm.
and a great father figure in this moment to Bonager.
Yes.
And man, I just they did his cameo right.
Oh yeah.
He's obviously a well decorated
A big name.
a big name in the franchise.
Mhm.
And the second he shows up, even just for a second, you're like, oh
Everything's gonna be okay.
yeah,
Oh my
no,
god,
it feels good. Oh, Dad's back.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
And as soon as he figures out who he's got a hold of,
yeah,
he starts using his connections. He gets Kai on the line to start setting up a rendezvous
right.
with Zinnerman.
Yeah.
To rescue Minerva. Gets Beltorchica on the line. Oh man.
He starts calling some shots,
Mm-hmm.
and then Bonager at this point is like kind of being treated like a prisoner.
Right. Everybody's trying to interrogate him about what coordinates were revealed in the Laplace program.
Because whenever he gets captured in this moment, they're trying to like access the system. They're trying to like get him to talk and like,
He ain't budging.
nah. And I think he also figured out a way while in the cockpit, in the base. I think he finds a way to like lock
Put
it
some
down.
sort of barrier.
Right, where he's the only one that can access it, and then he's also being stubborn.
Right.
So it's like, as before, everyone's trying to use him and the unicorn as like a
Means to an end.
right. They're treating him more like an object,
Mhm.
and so he's definitely like digging his heels in. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
I ain't having it.
And whenever Bright has like gotten everything set up, he's got a game plan going.
Yeah.
He immediately goes to talk to the kid
Yeah.
just to get a read on him, see where he's at.
Mm-hmm. He has a
man.
real. He opens up the cell door and sits next to him and has a "How's it going, champ?"
Right.
conversation with him.
Being real tough on those interrogators. aren't
Yeah.
you? But he's just asking about the program, seeing what they're trying to like get out of him. And after he explains the situation, he's like, "All right,
Yeah.
ain't gonna pry any further. Keep him."
I got it. Yeah.
I
In fact, I
understand.
encourage you.
right. He's like,
Keep it
I gotta
up.
get this fucking kid out of here right now.
Yeah.
I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna adopt another one.
Because I do think he sees a lot of our old boy in him as
Oh,
well.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Amuro kind of comes to
Right.
mind with a lot of the stuff that's going on.
Mhm.
And also I think that the fact that I think he sees his character as well.
Yeah.
He sees that he's like an upstanding person that's just trying his best to help out somebody.
Got his
help
head
a
on
friend.
straight.
So he's like,
I don't really need to do much for you.
right.
I'm gonna be honest.
I think you got it.
I was coming in here expecting to maybe slap a bitch, but
Oh man.
you've proven me wrong, thankfully.
Right.
Just
Unless- Less.
if I see you step out of line, you know what's coming.
Yeah. There's a moment whenever after he's done making all the calls, he has the Secret Service escorting him out into the unicorn suit,
Mhm.
and as that's all happening,
Benazer sees Riddy up on one of the catwalks, and so then he starts freaking out, trying to
All right.
figure out what happened to Audrey. But as he like breaks away, it's one of the dudes with his fucking helmet.
Oh yeah.
Bright like catches him by the arm, and it's just
And
it's like a fucking jump scare.
Yeah,
Like,
because
what are
he's
you
like
doing?
he's looking down at him. He's like,
Like there's no sense of malice or anything.
No,
He's
no,
just,
no.
He's
He's
just kind of
just
there, like
holding him, like,
what are you doing, you
slow
silly
down.
little goober? And he just tells like the men in black, like I just need 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
Just give me 5 minutes. And of course they don't. They're gonna go like eavesdrop or whatever. And then we got the good old TriStars, the new black TriStars,
yes,
stepping in to
super cool.
make sure nobody hears
like,
what they ain't supposed to.
Hey, the captain's kind of in charge here, and what he says goes.
Right.
But you back the frick up.
Ain't gonna tolerate any disrespect.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
But I will say, whenever he did grab his arm, and you're like, it's like the camera is looking down at Bright.
It's
and
scary.
It's a bit scary
it's
at
so
first
fucking creepy, dude.
because he has a blank expression. So you're
Right.
like, is he like upset? Is he what is happening? And all I did was
Like the tone that accompanies it is just fucking.
Yeah, it's like,
and it's just like, oh god.
yeah. And then while that's happening, like I just hold my hand up next to Dylan. Like I was like,
Don't make me do it.
Don't make me slap you. And I was
You
like,
know, I warned you.
Oh shit.
So
Not the Bright slap, please.
yeah.
I heard it really knocks sense into anybody who
Right.
is on the receiving end.
The legendary Bright
no,
slap.
please. Yeah. I heard it changes people.
Right. For the better.
Yeah. So anyways, that didn't happen.
Right.
He didn't actually slap anybody in this episode,
Mhm.
much to my chagrin.
Right. The last thing you would have expected. If Bright's on screen, chances are somebody's going to get slapped one
Hey.
way or the other.
A lot of times whenever he's slapping people, I'm usually like, you know what?
I get it.
They probably deserved it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just understood
Yeah, right.
at this point.
At this point, I'm not going to say that Bright does not. I wouldn't say that he does that out of malice or
He doles out discipline when it's necessary.
Right, exactly. And so when I think about it, I'm like, you know what? We joke about it, but I can't say I'd be any better in his position.
Right.
Bunch of snot-nosed kids causing a bunch of ruckus.
But during their little talk, he explains what the situation is and what he's planning to do.
Right.
So of course, Benager is 100% on board, and he's just like,
Well,
"I got you."
Because for the first time, like being on that ship, and like in throughout the series a little bit too.
Yeah, somebody's actually trying to help him.
Right, or like at least speaking his language, being like, you just told me not too long ago that helping out Audrey is like
The reason you're doing this.
Right. If you do this way and kind of play this plan, not only will be helping people out, you'll also be like, this is one of the only ways you can really help Audrey out.
Yeah.
And can I ensure that you can do that?
Right.
And he's like, yep, got it.
Tough enough.
Are you tough enough? He's like, yep.
Damn straight.
Got it. Like, all right, champ.
Fetch me my horse.
Yeah. So, nice little pep talk
Mm-hmm.
and good all around.
Right. Quick departure.
Yeah.
They're going to rendezvous with the Garuda, which is one of them big-ass air transports a la the Ashimar from Zeta, if you remember.
Is that like the pyramid ship?
No, the big plane.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one is the one that looks like a rounded off pyramid, a rounded off square? Tri-point. It's the Xeon ship, Zimmerman's ship.
Oh yeah,
it's like a weird like. It's not actually a
the Garanchier is, I think, how you say it. I have no idea.
Is that a prism? Am I thinking about? A pyramid has 4 sides.
It's like a similar.
What is a 3-pointed pyramid? Is that a prism? I don't know. Someone in the comments is probably freaking geometry.
Right.
Anyways, it's a ship that looks like it's the tip of this 3-pointed pyramid I'm referring to is the cockpit, and it's got 3 engines on the back.
Yeah.
2 at the top and then 1 kind of at the bottom.
Works as like a freighter.
What is that one called?
The Garanchier.
Garanchier. Okay.
I think. That's just the pronunciation I'm going to go with.
I mean,
I have no idea.
I don't even know the name of it, so I'm going to go by what you say.
Right. So they've Kai has somehow convinced both the Garanchier and the Nail Argama to partake in this operation.
Yeah.
Because of the conspiracy and like all the goings on
Right.
that require their attention.
He's acting real sneaky.
Exactly. So they miraculously agree and are on the fast track to rendezvous to retrieve the unicorn and Audrey. And holy shit.
Yeah.
I love the Grancier's loadout for this operation.
I love the location for this
Yes.
operation.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Upper
not-
atmosphere.
Yeah.
We got a fucking Gira Zulu up on top with like a fucking mega particle cannon.
Yeah.
We got a Gira Zulu just sticking out of the side of a ship with
Yeah.
a minigun, a double-barreled minigun, mind
Yes.
you, and a rocket launcher, also double-barreled,
Right.
working as a turret
Just
for
ready.
anti-air.
There's a one point in time where he's just blasting shit with the Gatling gun,
Mhm.
like looking down at that arm, and then just like turns his head left and just like shoots a rocket out
Yeah.
left while he's still firing with his right hand.
That
It's great.
dude is the ballsiest
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker on that ship.
I mean, if you had that kind of weapon loadout, I feel like I'd be a little bit
Yeah.
extra in
I'd
the
be
ball
so
department.
happy.
I'd
Oh
be
my
balling,
God.
all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But yeah, I love this. Is at least from what I can remember, we don't get a lot of like upper atmosphere fights. I feel
Mhm.
like in Gundams. I mean, I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
there have been very few.
Right, but like a lot
If
of times we get the iconic ground fight. We
Mhm.
obviously get the very iconic space fight.
Oh, yeah.
But I think this one's so interesting because it feels like it has the
It's a
same
nice in-between.
a nice in between, but it also has the same feel as like a car chase,
Yeah.
like a car fight sequence chase, like in an action movie a little bit. Like you're in ships that have to be propelled forward.
Right.
So you're moving,
Mhm.
and at the same time you're like all the inner workings of the people that are the Gundams and the mobile suits fighting around it are also having to move in a forward trajectory.
Yeah.
So when shit explodes, it obviously like flies backwards because of
Mhm.
like, inertia or whatever,
Yeah, It's
So
so cool.
It's just a cool vibe. And then there's a couple of scenes in that fight sequence where like they like hook down hooks,
Mhm.
plant down some hooks on like the top of these ships to like stand on it and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
I don't know, it's just really
It's
cool.
so cool.
It's a cool vibe, and I like that. This show obviously is it's one of the more modern Gundams, and so it's very pretty looking.
Oh, yeah.
And like the more like modern,
Gorgeous.
the more modern sense of that word, and of course this fight sequence really plays
Mhm.
out very nicely.
Now, who did we find out the pilot was of the Banshee, by the way?
Marita,
Yes, unfortunately.
the pilot of the Kshatriya, formerly known as.
Mm-hmm. But no longer.
Is
She's
that-
been reconditioned by the Fist Foundation.
I don't remember. Did the Kshatriya get like destroyed?
It got pretty messed up, yeah.
It got pretty banged up, but like I don't think it makes another cameo, does it? Or
It
am I-
does.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, and I don't remember.
Yeah.
Right,
No, I don't think anyone's going to put it past you.
right.
But,
Because
yes.
I kind of missed the Kshatriya. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too, dude. It's such a such a good suit.
Omega Zaku.
Right. Final Zaku.
Yeah, the final Zaku. I
Mhm.
still stand by that.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, we won't get there yet.
Peak.
That will be coming in future episodes.
Oh yes.
Um,
Now, unfortunately, Marita is not in her right mind since the reconditioning, so she
Right.
believes that her master is now Alberto Fist.
so let me get something straight here.
Uh-huh.
So she is technically like an android. Is that right?
She's a cyber new type.
Cyber new type.
Mhm.
That means
One of a batch of clones from Double Zeta,
interesting.
which you haven't seen yet.
Or I have not.
So
does that mean that like I guess what I'm trying to ask is like is she like a synth where like underneath her skin is like a metal armature, or is she like a human that just has like cybernetic like brain stuff?
she's an enhanced human.
Got it. Okay, that's what I was making sure.
Mhm.
So I was trying to figure out like how biological is she, I guess is
Right.
my question I should have asked. But that makes it a little more sad
Yeah,
in a lot of
very.
ways. Because it's one thing to like consider someone it's one thing to look at like a synth that is like or I'm using that type, like I'm still in that
Right.
word from like the Fallout universe. It's
Mhm.
like it is a human replica of a robot or
Right.
what would be known as an android.
Mhm.
And I was a little confused by like that gray area of like how robot was she.
Mhm.
Not to say that one would be more sad than the other. Well, I'm not saying. I'm actually exactly saying that.
Right.
One is yes, she's a robot, and I would probably be sad if like she has emotions and feelings. That's bad in and of itself. But it's like if she's like fully human, but just has like cybernetic augments, then it's like, oh shit, that's
it feels less like a man-made product and more so just a corrupted being.
Yes, it feels it hits a little too close to home for me, I think. But yeah. Anyways, so to say all that, she's been quote unquote reconditioned to follow a new master,
right? And
it is Alberto Vist. And you said, or we've found out that Benager is part of the Vist family. Is that right?
Right. He's the illegitimate son of Cardius Vist, which was the the dude.
Right.
At the beginning.
So, what is the relation between Alberto and Cardius, or I
they're
guess
brothers?
So that's his uncle. Holy shit!
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a little
messy. So wait, okay. So then, who's that lady that keeps like?
That would be his aunt.
Okay, that's his sister.
Yes,
Alberto's sister. Damn, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Holy shit! This makes it all. This is really a family dilemma here. We talked about Alberto in the previous episodes where we were talking about he's not super intelligent and he's kind of getting treated like shit in a way, but it's you know.
He's just a poor sod who's got to go with the flow,
right?
But
and also treat his nephew pretty poorly.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh my god.
Yeah, that's
they haven't even. Motherfucker threw him to the wolves right off the bat to fight full frontal. Gosh. Just to throw him off. Ugh.
Well, as we were saying, Marita has been reconditioned, and then for this almost entire episode, Bonager's trying his best.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, really giving it a concerted effort to, like, try and, like, recondition.
Out of it.
Right, just try and snap her out of it. Partially because I think, not only does I think he probably care about her as a person, but I think it's also on the heels of, you know, watching Rita, like, kill a person that was kind of going through. Wasn't she a cyber new type as well?
No, she was a normal new type.
Okay. I mean, regardless, something hitting very close to home that someone
after
feels.
That, he's just like, no.
Yeah, no.
Never again.
Someone feels one way and is on the cusp of, like, you know, transitioning out to save their life potentially, and then getting killed for it. You know,
gonna make the same mistake twice.
Exactly. So Benager, I think, is really doubling down here, and he's like, "No, please, just listen to me. I'm trying to help you."
Right. During this transfer, they've got Benager loaded up on a base jabber, and Marita's like right behind him, and she's got him at gunpoint, basically.
Yeah.
And then after the Granciere shows up, Zinnerman is plotting to board the Garuda.
Yeah.
Alone.
Yeah.
To rescue Audrey. You want to talk about balls?
Oh yeah. You want to talk about balls? That guy's just out there floating.
Amazed the dude can walk.
Nah.
It's insane. You see him like with his base jabber just hovering above the Garuda, and he's on a tether.
Yeah. Just kind of floating around.
Right, just waiting for an opportunity. I would pass out and die.
Well, it's like I said before. Whenever you look at it in context of like, we are also in the air and we are flying.
Yeah.
And these are ships, so like they're flying pretty fast. So it's not we're just like, you know, cruising at some leisurely pace.
Right.
So like these things are moving, and that's so like whenever he's on that tether, like he's being like taut, like the tether is taut, and he's like behind this, for lack of a better term, space skateboard, you know. And so it's hovering there, and so like he's like holding on to it. So like I mean, same thing is like if a tether got cut, if something happened, if a mistake happened, you're just you're gonna fly back, and then
that's it.
And then gravity's gonna do the rest.
Very little hope.
There it is.
Oh,
if on the off chance that something doesn't hit you or you hit something else on the collision back, you got gravity that's gonna bring you all the way down to the surface of the earth, and you're like, oh God, no, thank you.
Free fall.
Yeah, free fall, baby.
God.
So yeah. But anyways, it's like that whole situation's happening, and I think that Benager takes note of it and is like, holy, what is happening?
Yeah. After that, Alberto orders her to destroy the base jabber that's holding him there.
Yeah.
After which Bernard's like, wait, no,
please. because the guy who's on the tether, Zimmerman, is her previous quote unquote master.
Yeah,
but I
for
think,
all intents and purposes, her father.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Yes, she's probably conditioned to look at him as her former master, but he treats her every bit like a daughter, which we'll talk about later.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, so the two sides of the scales that Marita could be on, the one that she's currently on is definitely the master slave type, whereas the other one is the healthier version that we're all kind of rooting that she would get to.
Yes.
You may not like Zimmerman or Neo Zeon, or you may have your feeling about some stuff, but in that moment you're like,
he's on the level.
He's it. Man.
After that shit at Torrington,
he's good.
All it took was getting beat up by a 14-year-old.
Yeah, just get slapped around.
Put him on the straight and narrow. Oh,
you know what?
God.
Hey, sometimes
just got to get some sense knocked.
If there's one thing that Captain Bright has taught me,
violence is okay.
Yeah, you know what?
It's an acceptable solution.
If your communication is not enough, just simply give him a good slap,
right?
And really put some sense into him.
Mm-hmm. Put a stop to any bullshit.
Yeah.
If necessary.
If necessary.
I stress necessary.
Yeah, you're right.
Just don't go around harassing people.
No.
Oh man.
There's a really cool moment where in that fight, Marita and the Banshee are like, they went into that next form.
The
NT form, and the unicorn suit begins to try to change, does like the auto switch over like it has been doing, and this is the first time.
Banasher has to like pull the leash a bit.
Yeah. But
the
the thing is, at first it's like exactly.
Mm-hmm.
At first it's At first, I didn't think it was going to work because like it starts to switch automatically, and he's like, he doesn't really have any controls, and he doesn't really lock it up. And he's
like controls are like starting to be taken away from him.
Right.
Both of the throttles fold down.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the keypads start to fold up, and he like stops
he's holding
like,
on.
No.
Yeah. And then he shouts at the Gundam as if it's like a sentient person. He's like, unicorn, slow down, stop it. And of course, then it's like, oh, whoa, hey, I was not expecting this.
Right.
And then it actually does stop transforming. But then it does like it. There's like this sphere, this energy sphere that like happens around them as they're
the psycho field.
Yeah, they're like locking hands, like a
test of strength.
Right. The over the hand grasp of each other, and they're just holding it.
Oh yeah.
And
she's like full send.
Oh yeah,
like off her rocker.
Right.
But I mean, he's still trying. God bless him.
But the thing, like again, yes, he's still trying, but he's also like
slowly getting through.
Right. It's not like he's not making any headway. Like he did stop the Unicorn Gundam from like pushing forward. He is like maintaining a level-headedness of it all and not like panicking either. And he is getting through to her.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, like obviously things are running amok, but it's like, but as far as like quote unquote handling the situation, like things
nobody's around to interrupt them.
Right. And anyone that does try to
that poor fucking Aksha, dude.
Anyone that tries to get in the way it's like bounced off like an AT field.
Right. This poor little Aksha decides to, I'm assuming, back up Banazar.
Right.
He like tries to get at the Banshee from behind to like restrain it or something. And the psycho field is so strong that it just repels it physically.
Yeah.
And then it hits one of the rudders in the like the fins on the back of the ship, and it just splits him in half.
Yep, that's it.
And he's gone.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then while all that's going on, that causes like a disturbance in like the hangar underneath underneath where all that fight's going on.
Yeah, Audrey is currently being escorted to a shuttle to be taken away by the Vist Foundation.
Right.
But Ridi is wise to their ways, and decides to intercept and try to get her out of there. Not with much of a plan, mind you. He's just focused on getting her and going.
Right.
But which is going to be a
he has no
distinguishing factor in Minerva's decision to do what she's about to do.
Exactly. Rita comes just like posting up with no weapon, and he is held at gunpoint by 4 men.
Right.
It's just like, I don't
like,
know.
Stop.
Yeah.
It's like,
bruh,
I mean,
you can say
whatever
what you want.
say, dude.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I got the gun.
Yeah. I think of all the people here who have the upper hand here, it's us.
And I mean, he rattles off and tries to convince them. I'm sure,
right?
Other than just like getting the hell out of there. But that's when Minerva realizes like he knows something.
Yeah.
About Laplace's box that nobody else does.
Yep.
And she's like, "What the fuck is
what are you
what's
hiding,
going on, bro?
Buddy?
What is it?"
Yeah.
So, and he's close to elaborating until the ruckus up top, including Zinnerman's infiltration, puts a stop to it.
Is it Zinnerman or is it Zimmerman?
Zinnerman.
I've been saying Zimmerman this whole time, as in like with 2 M's. Anyways, right. You said it, and I was like, have I been saying that wrong?
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
It's all good. So he like fires a couple rounds, and then signals to Audrey like, "Hey, I'm gonna throw a flashbang. Cover your eyes.
Yeah, right,
and then
right.
Go to the rear of the hangar."
Right.
So
he does it in a few quick hand signals where it's like, okay, I see what's happening, and so she does like
she turns away, and Rita's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And he just looks straight at it.
What the heck is going
on? Blinded.
Yeah.
Then he fires off like a smoke grenade to give her a chance to escape. But not before that Angsha explodes at the rear end, causing like most of the like backside of the hangar to be destroyed.
Right.
And she is like inches from free fall.
Right.
Like a free skydiving experience.
Yeah.
And
it's also kind of falling apart too to make it matters worse.
Mm-hmm. Zinnerman got knocked out by the explosion, so he's just on the ground, passed out. After which Riddy is just trying to get her away from danger. And as they're talking it out, Minerva's just like laying into him, like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are your plans? What do you plan to do after we leave?
Right. Give me something to go off of.
Right. He's too caught up in like the shame that his family has brought upon him. That he's forgotten all about like trying to change the current system and is just going to keep it going.
And we noticed
he thinks it can't be changed.
Right. In the previous episode, it's like we talked about, we saw the beginnings of like him, like his character changing.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been a little off, but like at the end of the previous episode, we're really starting to see that like the tiptoes of him like kind of losing himself a little bit to what's happening. And it kind of continues here where it's like, what are you planning? What's happening? And it's like there's a lot of, you're getting really awfully close to that edge.
So upon Audrey hearing this, she's like, "Nah, son.
Nah.
I ain't going with you." She then decides,
because he also kind of comes across as like a bit like obsessed with her.
Yeah, a little bit. But after that, she just jumps out of the ship.
Yep.
And
free falls.
Yes. And then she just says, "Banager, come catch me."
Please.
And he's like, "Oh shit,
yeah.
What the fuck?" And he just bolts.
The funny thing is, like, it's not him that we see, it's the unicorn suit. So it's like she's falling like back first, and the camera like zooms in on her face, and she's like, "Banager, come catch me." And all of a sudden we just see the unicorn go and like perk up like, what a, and it like just starts like running real fast.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, holy shit,
it
dude.
Just completely sidesteps the Banshee and makes a beeline for
her.
nearly
just pushing it out the way.
Right.
You're in a full contact event with that, and she's like, "Get the freak away."
Yeah.
I have to go.
Right. And man, this is one of my favorite shots in the whole show. She sees the unicorn coming after her, I'm sure, elated
Yes.
at the prospect of survival.
Yeah.
As well as the fact that he actually fucking hurt her.
Oh, right. You jump out on a whim, just going like, man, I sure hope this is gonna work out.
Like, if he's telepathic, now's the time to prove
Now's
it.
the time to find out. And then there you go. Even you see your saving grace flying towards you, like, oh shit, yeah,
Like,
dude.
I was right.
Hell yeah, I knew it.
Oh man,
Feels good to be right.
you really get a sense of scale too with how fucking
yeah.
big this thing is.
Of course.
As it gets closer, it's like real fucking slow and careful.
Right.
And she is able to land in the palm of its hands.
Yeah.
After
Get
which he
scooped up.
immediately just like brings her into the cockpit.
Yeah.
It's like, we're getting out of here.
Yeah. Right. Super cool.
So they're free and clear.
Yeah.
Now he's just bringing her to the garage here, dropping her off, and now he's got to go get Marita
Right. And
Zinnerman.
is the hope.
Right.
Last time we saw Zinnerman, he was conked out on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and then Marita's still at this point off her rocker.
Oh yeah, going psycho in the
Yeah.
field. So she jumps.
I like
off the
that
ship.
name. Psycho in the Field is my new album name.
Oh man, that's right up there with New Type Corpse.
New Type Corpse. That's definitely a feature track on that album, I feel like.
Oh, for sure.
Psycho in the Field. I love that. Damn.
Yeah. Well, that's the episode title.
Okay, thank you. That's okay. Nice. I'm glad.
So she is currently like intercepting Benager midair.
Right.
After which they careen into the hangar.
Kareen is the
Yes.
best. It'll come in full force.
Oh yeah, and Zinnerman sees him and is like, "Oh shit,
Dude,
And he starts running for his life.
Dude, he like wakes up from being knocked out from that explosion we're
It's
talking
the
about.
first thing he
Bruh,
sees.
and they're just
Not a moment too soon.
the unicorn is like they me when I get you moment.
Oh yeah.
And so all you see is the back of the banshee flying towards or careening was a better term. And it smashes into the catwalk that he's on. And dude, there's this there's this beautiful moment where like you just see in real time, like no slow-mo, just the crushing of that catwalk as he's running across it. And it just gives this real like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, bro, I'd be pissing myself if that was happening.
Oh, a small sign of hope in this moment is that Marita subconsciously like braces herself against the wall so that she doesn't crush him.
Yeah.
So she's fighting in there somewhere.
Yep.
After which we see Riddy in the Delta Plus.
Oh god.
Taking aim not only at the Banshee but at Benager as well.
Yep.
So he is completely like he's lost it.
Yeah.
Doesn't know what he's doing anymore.
And he chimes up saying,
"Despicable Gundams."
and then
And he's like, that's how you know. As soon as somebody starts taking issue with the Gundam itself, they're fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
They're seeing past the pilot even and are just fixated on the suit itself.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
But out of a horror movie.
Oh yeah.
There's like
I love this shot.
dude, it's like in certain horror movies or in certain horror games where like whenever you notice the creature and then
it notices you.
Yeah, and then it turns its head and notices you, and then all of a sudden it
rushes you.
It has ungodly speed. Where you're like, I don't know how it's that fast.
Yeah,
that's what happened with this moment for me at least. Is like all of a sudden
we get a perfect pilot's eye view in the cockpit of the Banshee pushing the unicorn aside.
Yeah.
And running at your mobile suit
hearing
full
that,
speed.
Just hearing those words like those despicable Gundams, all of a sudden it's like, what was that?
What did you say?
And it's like, I smell bitch.
Right.
And and before you know it, as it turns around and pushes the unicorn out the way, it's already it's already at him.
It
and
grabs the Delta Plus like by the throat.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my god.
It lifts it up into the air and just straight up punches the cockpit.
Yeah.
Lets it go, uses the fucking claw.
The vibro claw,
slice it practically in half.
Dude, when
and
I tell
it
you,
just breaks one of the right leg off.
You're just kicking it in.
Like it's eviscerated.
Bro, when I tell you like that first initial punch that it has, it feels like you know what a gut punch sounds like, or what do you imagine it feels like, that real deep, like imagine that but in a mobile suit, in a gun, these massive metal constructs, like they did such a good job with that sound because when it turns around and gives that nice Kong, it's like that
little haymaker
crushing
for you.
bruh, this like heavy like visceral punch that just like crushes where the cockpit is. It's like oh that's not good.
Like at first you don't even know if he survives until you see him like on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
with his sidearm.
Oh my god.
Just
where was that? Where was that whenever you decided to go ahead and get Maneva? And I don't know.
The boy just doesn't think.
No, he doesn't. But anyways, like you're right. The vibro claw tears through it, almost ripping it in half, and then of course, like a real curb stomp move, just takes his leg and just like kicks in its knee real good. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah. At this point, Benaja has recovered and is like still trying to get through to her.
And he's just sitting there. He's like, come on now.
Owner of the biggest pair you ever did see walks right up to the Banshee.
Oh yeah,
and just starts talking her down.
Yeah. Zinnerman himself is just flesh and bones at the feet of the Banshee going, hey, cut it out.
Come down from there.
Come down from there.
Everything's going to be like it used to if you do.
Right. Gosh.
And dude, he's pouring his heart out.
Dude, I have...
Like like the man's on the verge of losing his only family, it feels like.
Yes. There is... The dialogue between his character in this moment is soul-crushing. And because there's this... because of the way Marita's speaking in the cockpit, she's really like this is that moment, like that. There's that tipping point,
make or break,
where like she's really getting pulled in both directions. But you can tell that there's the memories of her previous life with Zinnerman, and he just cries out, and he's like,
we get a flashback of whenever she's younger. He like opens up to her about his daughter. And he tells her if she were still alive, she'd be about your age.
Her name is Marie.
And that's the fucking kicker, dude.
Bruh. And so
that's how you know.
Oh, yeah. And so it's like her name is Marie. She would have been about the same age. And it's like, bruh, dude, this is not just like a master or slave situation. This is a father-daughter type thing. And it's really touching because it's like, he's like, come down and like everything will be like it was.
Right. Come back to space with me. Don't leave me alone.
Dude, and when he says that, he's like, come back to space with me and don't leave me alone. It's like,
that shit hurted,
dude. It hurt so bad. And I was like, in that moment, because you know that it's such a tense moment, you know, and at this point we also get to see Rita like slump out of the...
he passes out.
He slumps over and he's like trying to shoot the Banshee, like, you know, just like crying at the wind.
Right. Yeah.
And he passes out, but I'm also like, I was nervous because I was like, please just don't kill off Zinnerman.
Oh yeah, that could have gone so fucking bad.
Because with the end of the previous episode, it's like we had some real trauma, some real sad moments. And dude, I was like, just please. I was like, after hearing
something go right.
I was like, please, just let this man have that one thing. And of course, that's when she snaps. She breaks, and of course, just, you know, the Banshee falls to its knees, and the cockpit opens up, and in a very aggressive way,
up like ejects her.
It shoots her out of the cockpit. I was like, holy shit! I was like, damn.
And he catches her.
Yeah.
And he just hugs her and says, Marie.
Oh, damn. It's like that.
Like, oh my God.
Like, yeah, it's so good. It's like what a polar opposite of like the ending of the previous episode. In a way.
We almost lost another one.
Bro, we almost had a real sad moment twice in a row. But I was like, but there's hope.
Yeah. There's
hope. And of course he ends up Benaja gets both of them out of there and gets them to safety. What happens directly after this is whenever they're
about to make the rendezvous, but the Garantier is having some output issues with the engines, so they are not able to make the proper trajectory to rendezvous with the Argama.
Justifiably, they have an engine that's basically out, as well as I'm pretty sure they've used a lot of fuel, you know, fighting around the atmosphere. And so when they're like, hey, we're trying to get out and we don't got enough we don't got enough fuel to do that.
So everybody's just trying to figure out what to do.
Right.
And then we hear a big thud as well as the ship slowly rising.
Mm-hmm.
And it cuts to an outside view of the unicorn and 2 Gira Zulus pushing against the back end of the ship.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not quite going to be enough. Upon realizing this, Banagher decides to just go right above the bridge to where this like cable, I'm assuming hook is.
Yeah.
And he just grabs the fucker and activates his NTD and uses like a full thrust.
It's such a cool moment because I mean he just holds onto it and just like lets it blast. It's like, holy shit, dude! You're giving it all you got.
Oh yeah. So with them realizing that they're not quite going to be able to make it, the Argama launches a tow cable,
right,
so that they can hopefully get it connected.
Yeah.
Now it would have missed.
Yep.
But Banagher had the bright idea to just catch it.
Just grasp it.
Right. And he can't connect it. There's not enough, like,
right.
leeway for him to
literally
do so.
Between, he has his left arm, he's holding the hook, the mount for it.
Right.
And the
he
right
is the
arm,
button in the proverbial shirt.
Exactly. Yes. And in his right arm, he holds the hook that is also connected to the other ship in space. And when he's pulling, he doesn't have enough strength to bring the two together.
Yeah.
So he literally just like is holding the weight of, I guess, the atmosphere pulling the ship down, and he's just holding it with all he's got. And everyone's like, "Just let it go, dude.
You're gonna get torn apart."
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
And
working.
he's like, "Nah, I'm built different."
Yeah.
And we got the new true form
Yep.
of NTD.
In a real Zeta moment, he gets possessed by 2 ghosts of,
of
friends past.
Yeah, Gilboa and Dagaza are like, "Hey,
yeah,
we got this.
Don't worry."
And he's just like, okay, yeah, sure,
all right.
So yeah, he's able to do it.
Yeah,
against all odds.
Yep.
But unfortunately for them, the General Revel.
The General Revel,
Which is the closest thing to a super carrier that the Federation has, is waiting for them.
Of course.
To intercept.
And is
most assuredly in the pocket of the Vist Foundation.
I was going to say, is the General Revel like an Earth Federation?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Now, Banagher goes to do his duty and try to protect the ships, but he is out of fuel.
Of course. I mean, yes, at that point, there's mobile suits flying around.
Mm-hmm.
Fight's about to happen. And he's like, all right, boys. Thrusters on. It's like, nah, nope. Man, you're out.
Nah,
you're tapped out,
I
dude.
need a break, bro. And,
you may be ready to do it, but
give me a carrot.
The unicorn suit is like, nah, dude, I'm out.
Nah, I'm through.
Yeah. Dragging a ship out of atmosphere kind of
took a lot out of me.
I'm
going to be real with you.
I'm going to be real with you. I'm kind of tired.
Yeah. So seemingly all hope is lost. Yeah. But then, out of the depths of space comes fucking Angelo.
Oh, God.
In his Rosen Zulu.
Yep.
Which, admittedly, is one of my favorite designs.
It's very nice.
I love the way this thing looks.
If only he wasn't a little bitch ass.
I fucking hate him.
Yep.
But he saves they asses.
Yep.
Not to mention clearing the way for full frontal.
Of course.
The Sanaju to
right.
land the finishing blows on this carrier.
Yeah.
To clear the way.
Yep.
For reasons yet unknown to us that we will find out in the next episode.
To be continued.
Indeed.
Yep.
How about that grenade launcher?
Bruh, I was about to say, I was like,
radical.
he freaking whips out, in the best way, he tosses his gun in the air. He whips out this grenade launcher thing and then throws it onto it and it connects and then, boom. He's got a
just
underbarrel grenade
most
launcher.
Needless, fucking showy bullshit you can imagine.
It's the Sanaju.
It's the coolest.
And it's okay. Totally understandable.
Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you?
I would.
Mm-hmm. If all about style.
If I was as cool as that guy, I would definitely be throwing my gun into the air.
I'd be styling all over these motherfuckers.
I don't think you understand. I think that was what we talked about in the previous, or the couple episodes ago. Is it the Sanaju showed up and styling on fools? It's kind of like what happens.
Form and function in one.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah, we get
It was a hefty one.
we get a real blast. Just one good shot, and then of course that solid that 80s freeze frame on the action hero.
Motherfucker would be jumping.
Yeah.
And it would just stop midair.
Exactly. Freeze frame. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Good stuff.
What a great episode. A lot of emotional ups and downs. A lot of action, a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of great character
It's
development.
the complete package.
I love it.
Watch the show.
We definitely get Minerva like starting to trust Benager more and understanding
Implicitly.
what his motives are, because I think he has out of this entire show, he's been the one that's been pretty consistent with.
Oh yeah, those two are the spearhead.
With like tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, but now she's like
leave.
Yeah, exactly.
And now she's like, save me,
right. Because now, of
man.
course, he's the one constant in this show, or like a few constants in the show, but
yeah,
in her life at least.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think it's awesome.
So sweet.
And then at I think we glazed over it because I think we got excited about all the stuff happening in space and the tow scene and the fire. Oh yeah, the rocket with
everything.
Sananji. But there is a moment when after Benager saves Zinnerman and Marita and gets out, and before all that like sequence happens, there's this little scene where Rita is like he has those like he's got the crazy eyes now, and where like his like Lucky Charm necklace that he holds on his wrist, like he lets like slip off.
Yep.
And it's like that's the last.
And he doesn't pick it up.
Nope.
The last sliver of his
sanity,
right,
of his humanness, and he like is looking at the Banshee with the cockpit open. He's like, and he's like, he's foaming at the mouth,
seething,
yeah, exactly,
balding, even.
Right. And he like during his absolute butt kicking from the Banshee before, like he has a cut on his head,
some kind of head injury,
whatever. So he's bleeding from the head, and he's like, and
yeah,
his blood pressure is too high, and he's like, oh god,
right.
At the same time, so we know where that's going to probably be going.
Oh yeah, unfortunate,
right? But I think he's far gone now. Now that Minerva's like really just pieced out on him, Benager is taking all the glory, and yeah,
so not much you can do. Should have been more optimistic, bro.
Right. His family is
can't change the system. Out. My ass, dude. You're in a prime position to change that system. Should have just stuck with the kid, bro.
Right.
But well, whatever. He'll come around, I'm sure.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Did we mention in the previous episode, our Thanksgiving episode, did we finish Zeo Reimer then?
We had mentioned it, but we didn't finish it.
We didn't finish, okay.
Yeah.
Because
that was before we had watched the rest of it.
Yeah.
But we are going to do an episode on that.
I want to do an episode. I don't want to talk about it here,
but
I was just thinking about it because that's fresh on my mind still.
Oh, yes.
And I wanted to at least, if we hadn't talked about finishing it before, I want to at least mention it now.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely finished it. And I know we had said that it was a bit traumatic at first, but damn, that was a show.
Indeed.
Yeah. That show felt like one Band-Aid after another, where I was like, okay. Ah, whoa,
ooh, owie.
Whoa, wow.
Youch.
And then before I know it, the show's over. And I'm like, I want more.
Yeah.
I need more context.
Yeah, man.
So, anyways.
You might not. I'm going to be honest with you.
No, I don't think I mean, when I say want, I think it's just I would,
You wish.
I wish for more, but I know it's probably another situation with Berserk. to be a fan is to know pain.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Yeah. But anyways, like I said, I don't want to touch on it,
right.
But I just want to at least talk about it because that was
yeah.
You and I, or well, I guess better yet, you have played Lethal Company before,
yes.
But this is my first time, dude. This was my first time playing Lethal Company with our buddies Chase and Nick, and I get the hype,
right,
dude.
It's so fun.
I so get the hype.
Mm-hmm.
It is scary. It's fun. But I think more than anything else, it's funny.
Yeah.
because of the way the game looks and functions, like it can be scary. But at the same time,
you get these perfect moments.
These beautiful moments.
Of which there are many clips of online already.
Dude, for as long as we will talk about, I want to talk about this moment on the show because I want this to be forever locked in time.
Yeah.
The two of us. So we had there was four of us in the group, and I'm gonna go ahead and lead by my mishap, and then we'll go ahead and end with yours. We were in a group of four of us, and as we were going to do our collecting of the goods, chasing,
skulking these interiors, grabbing scrap.
Right. Chase and Nick broke off into their own team to go look at the fire exit or whatever the heck they were doing. And then you and I were
perusing around. Stuff. I found a pretty good haul. Got like an engine, a bolt.
Right.
And we couldn't find anything else, so I figured we would just cut our losses. And as we're on our way out...
Well, wait. But before we do that, like, to help build the story a little more, is that as we were... well, let me put a pause on this. So because Dylan doesn't have a designated mic right now... yet...
Oh my God, that would have been so fucking good if I walked out and I was like... Ian?
Yeah. So the funny thing is that because Dylan,
I would never have known.
I know.
Oh my God.
Is that Dylan Dylan doesn't have a designated mic yet, and I want to get him a designated mic.
Yeah.
But he's able to use Discord like on his phone, for instance, with like little earbuds in.
Right.
And so we're all on a Discord call. And we're not using the in-game audio, which I know makes the game more fun. But again, because of our circumstances right now, what we agreed upon was that if one of us dies, we mute ourselves in the chat.
Just go silent.
And then, so that way, at least like we're able to keep kind of the same fun of the game of like whenever you die, you know. I guess for those of you who may not know either, in Lethal Company, they have a proximity type chat where if you're close to your teammates, you can hear them talk through their mic, but if you go away, you can't hear them like it would be in the real world unless you have like walkie-talkies or something.
Right.
And so that game, because it's kind of a horror-based game, really kind of adds that element of like, you know, aloneness and scariness.
Yeah.
But because, like we said before, Dylan doesn't have a way to do that effectively in the game, we were kind of making do in Discord. So like, at that time, whenever Dylan and I were kind of perusing around, in our area, near like the main entrance that we were at, it was pretty calm.
Yeah. There was
nothing.
We didn't see any creatures of any sort.
On the other hand, Nick and Chase were talking about like seeing things.
Oh, yeah.
Not just one thing, but like multiple things. And like they were like encountering stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm still new at the game. Right. I don't know what I'm doing. And so we can hear them talking over Discord. Yeah. So like I'm getting the real live feed right now of like what's happening on like the other end of this complex.
Yeah.
While so I'm like a little bit on edge. But I'm like,
man, there's things in here with us. Thankfully, seemingly not near us, but I think we should go ahead and skedaddle.
So yes.
So as we're on our way out, it's very quiet.
Yeah.
Ian even mentioned this like before it happened. He was like, man, it's kind of eerie in here. And we make it to the exit. I make it to the exit. I walk out and I'm like, where do you go? I hear him causing a ruckus. I'm like, what happened? And a fucking bracken had snuck up behind him and just snapped his neck and dragged him off.
Yep. So there was
I had no idea.
There was a moment where
it was right fucking there.
Dude, we were kind of like going back and forth because I had the flashlight. We were going back and forth between like I was kind of like taking the lead a little bit. And then like at this last moment, Dylan had this like big gear contraption and he was going toward the door. And I mean, I was right behind him.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was thinking, I was like, Nick and Chase are having a lot of troubles here.
Yeah.
The fact that we're not experiencing anything is making me feel nervous. But the fact that we were so close, I don't know if you know this. I'm almost certain that someone has had this feeling of feeling so close to freedom so close to the finish line that you get a little excited. You get a little bit of hope in your gut. That you're like, ooh, I'm so close.
Right.
It's like that. You almost relax a little bit because you're like, but we're right here.
Yep.
It was tense before when we were farther away.
Yeah.
But the second that we're right here at the doorstep, I'm like, okay, I can just the tension inside of you lets go just a little bit, and then right when that happens, and the Dylan's character disappears and exits the outside is when the black hand comes across the left side of my vision, grabs my face, and pulls me away, and I scream. I'm like, oh my god! Because again, that is the natural. I scream, and it's late at night, so I scream, and then of course at that point I like go over to Discord and mute myself as we had promised, because at that point I was at the death screen. It was like Ian dead, and I'm watching Dylan's camera now of like following him along. And I just mute myself instantly, and I'm sitting here going, "Oh my god!" And then once that initial fear set down, I was like, "You son of a bitch!" I should have turned around.
Yep.
I should have been more aware of my surroundings. I was like, "There's so many things."
This dude was like stealth 100, man.
Dude, he must have been
because normally,
creeping on us.
like they'll creep around corners, like take a peek at you, then scurry away.
Yeah.
If you look at them, they'll back off for a bit, but if you like stay looking at them, they'll just say fuck it and come after you anyway.
Really?
Yeah. They're horrifying. I can't stand them. But yeah, it's just a matter of keeping an eye out, but not for too long.
Dude.
Yeah.
Then let me tell this one, because this is the one that made me laugh so much. There was a different map I think we were on, and Dylan and I were going to go through the fire exit, and Nick and Chase were going somewhere else. And there was this room that we were in. It was like this balcony with like a ladder that fell across it. And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I think Dylan was trying to jump across it. Is that what we're trying to do?
Yes, because you can.
Yeah.
It's
and so, but initially, I thought that he was saying we had to jump down.
Oh no!
Like I thought you were saying we had to jump down into like this, like the cave below us or whatever. No. And so I was confused because you said we have to jump, and that's all you said. You just said we have to jump, and so I was confused because I was like, so. And then what? The next thing that happened is that so. In my mind,
I always psych myself out for these jumps because I can't do them.
That's okay, but the thing that tripped me up was that I entered this room, still a new player to this game, not understanding that sequence right there, where there's two balconies with a ladder across it that like only goes a little more than halfway. Like the job is to get on the ladder and then jump across to the other balcony and then proceed. So whenever we enter the room and Dylan says, "Oh, we have to jump." And then the very next thing he does is fall off the ladder and then go down, and all he said is that as he does that he says we have to jump, and he goes, "Oh, I'm dead." and then
oh my god,
he's like, "Oh, I'm dead," and then proceeds,
and then it's complete silence,
and I was like, Dylan, no. And I was like, oh shit. And so at this point, I was like, so I was confused because I was like, so
do I go down there too?
Exactly, because I was like, so he just told me to jump, but then whenever he jumped, he died. And then so I'm like, is there a way to get down there? And Nick's like, where is he? And I was like, he jumped into the pit. And I was like, is there a way to collect his body so we can at least get the reward for it or whatever? And he was like, oh no, there's no way of saving him. And I was like, what the heck, Dylan? I'm confused. And then, of course, later I realized, he meant like jump across the balcony area. But I just thought I thought you just said like, oh, we have to jump, and then just like jumped off. I was like, oh, I'm dead.
See ya. Oh my god!
I thought you just told me.
It's so fucking funny.
Bro, I was laughing so hard. I was like, bro, this is great. So, anyways, I've had a lot of fun with that, and I'm excited. We also, I bought a new game for everybody called Barony. Having a lot of fun with that too, but we won't be getting into all that right now. But anyways, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I hope to talk about Zeo Runner pretty soon.
Oh yes. The Mayo cometh.
What a interesting show.
Yeah.
But anyways, for any of those looking to reach out to us, you can reach out to me at Ian Wolf on Instagram, Threads, all that kind of good stuff. Or you can type in Linktree/Ian Wolf, and you should be able to meet, find all the links to all the stuff, and you know how it goes.
Or coming soon to a webpage near you, www.theaftermath.com.
I would actually like to get a website.
Incorporated. Would you prefer incorporated or company?
Productions.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Be better that way. Fits the vibe a little more.
I suppose.
Or if you just travel at a very high rate of speed in the upper atmosphere for long enough.
You must lock hands.
Yes.
The mobile suit that awaits above.
Right.
And create a psycho field.
Yep.
And the resonation will invoke the podcast.
Perfectly tune you into the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yeah.
Right.
Only way to do it, if you ask me.
Right. It's hard, but it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, until next week, thank you so much for listening.
See ya.
Bye-bye.